All right, I'm just making sure that we are officially live. Yep, look at that. All right, so we are officially live. What's going on, everyone?
Hello, hello, hello.
Over here having some fun with the software. Just wanted to make sure we got it right, but it looks like we are ready to roll. So welcome everybody. So this is today's segment of Profit Talks. And what we do is we have conversation about ways that you can either generate revenue in your business or you can utilize your revenue to invest back in your business. So I have my client Gwen Calhoun here today with us, and she's going to be teaching us how our business can purchase life insurance policies. And I think this is very important for business owners because this is a line item. Not, me, I'll get to teaching and I'm going to turn it over to you. but, um, but this is a line item. So people don't understand that it can be used to as a tax write off because it's a line item in your business. So tell us a little bit about who you are and how you got started in this, Gwen.
Hello, hello. My name is Gwen Calhoun, and by trade, I'm a court reporter. And I got started in this business because a few years ago, it looked like I was going to have to get out of court reporting. And so the first thing you do is you start looking at your finances. And when I started looking at my finances, though I had it in vehicles that were supposed to grow my finances, it wasn't in the correct vehicles. And so I started doing my research, and one thing led to the other. And then here I am. I found out all this information that, I thought I knew about money. And I found out, no, I really didn't know about money like I thought I did. So education is very important in what I do. And so once I found out, I realized a lot of people didn't know all these avenues that were out there, but because people don't have time. Finances is not something that we're taught all the time or at all, if at all. And so I figured, you know what, I have the time, so I'm going to learn and then I'm going to teach it to everyone else that I can possibly come into to help them grow their business.
So we've been having conversations because I know a lot of your clients are business owners. I know you work with a lot of business owners, but you also work with their families as well, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So this is something that is not necessarily there's not always a conversation around this particular topic. So tell us a little bit about what that looks like because we're so accustomed to knowing that we should have life insurance policies on ourselves, on our children, and things like that. So what does that look like? Like, how is it that a business can actually own a policy? Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay. Well, first of all, you're absolutely right. We are so accustomed to only thinking about life insurance in the old way, I say, because that's the
Mhm.
old way, the new way. And most of the time, when you try to talk about life insurance with people, they get real persnickety. They act like you're the Grim Reaper and you're trying to come talk to them about death. And life insurance is way more than that now. That's the old type of life insurance. Life insurance has evolved so much now. So, like I said, there's so much information out there. There's no way that everybody's going to, or people are going to have the time to delve into it. But
Mhm.
what I teach about your business paying for your life insurance is that if you're a business owner, you have all kind of avenues that are coming up against you. You have taxes, high taxes. Sometimes, if you don't have the right avenues and vehicles, you have to acquire your own retirement, your own healthcare plan. So you don't have a company that provides that overhead for you. You are the company. You have to
Right.
do it yourself.
That's right.
So when I found out about how you can buy a life insurance that will provide for your estate, and it generate you an estate. If anything happens to you, you have an estate you can leave behind. It'll provide for income protection
Hmm.
if you get hurt, if you get sick and can't work in your business, or if you have a business where you might get hurt. It'll provide for you to have income while you're healing. It'll provide for your some tax revenue so you can be able to cut some taxes. It'll provide for you a capital fund. A lot of businesses, you have a hard time borrowing money. You have to go to the bank, you have to have all this paperwork, you
Mm.
have to show all this revenue that you're generating, where you can do that yourself and you can do it through your life insurance. And your business pays for this life insurance.
Now it's interesting you say that because I know December 31st of every single year, there's 31 days, right?
Exactly.
So every year at the end of the year, I see a lot of business owner posting, I gotta go, I gotta go buy a new car, I gotta go buy a boat because I gotta use this money by the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
What about taking out the money and investing it in a policy or, in some avenue versus going to buy a car that you really don't need?
Exactly. That's usually fourth quarter. And if you look at your accounts and you have a surplus, that's the first thing that most CPAs or professional financial advisors will say. You're going to carry that surplus over into 2024, and you're going to have to pay taxes on that. So I come along and I show you how you can take, and instead of purchasing maybe items that you don't need, that your business really don't need, like you're just spending it because you don't want to carry that money over for the next year.
Right,
I
right.
show you how you can buy a plan
Mm-hmm.
that would do all the things that I just was telling you about. And it is so for instance, if you have you're going to carry over $200,000 the next year.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of taking that whole $200,000 or going to spend it on something you really don't need, take $150,000 of that money, buy you an insurance plan. You can insure yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That creates a legacy. You can also, at the same time, like I said, create protection for your business, for your income, for yourself. You can create a capital fund,
Mm-hmm.
and you have life insurance, you can a retirement account. So a one account can produce all of that. One insurance account can produce all of those things. And
Wow.
now that money that you were going to spend on those inanimate things, you now have created a retirement for yourself, a legacy for yourself, and you can take the tax, you can write it off in your taxes because it's your business that created a retirement fund for you, a life insurance fund. So you write that off as on your taxes instead
Now,
of
who I
taking it
know,
by it.
I don't know who is not looking for a way to write off something on their taxes. So,
Right.
I
So
know.
instead of creating that 150,000 or 200,000 into the next year, you only are taking 50,000, and you're only going to pay taxes now on that
50,000.
50,000.
No,
Right.
and that makes a lot of sense because and I think I heard you say this earlier that you can borrow from that money as well.
Yeah. That can be.
So, especially for business owners that want to scale, that want to grow their business, when the time comes when you want to invest in a team or you want to invest in, I don't know, it could be Facebook ads. Like you want to drop
Mhm.
10K in Facebook ads and be able to recoup that money back. So instead of having to go look for financing, you can actually borrow that money from yourself.
From your account.
Mm-hmm.
And then depending on if the account is structured properly
Mm-hmm.
and funded properly, you get to make the decision whether you want to take that money out as a loan from yourself or as a draw. You take it out as a loan, it just come off of your estate. So whatever your estate is, say for instance you get an estate for yourself for $1 million.
Right.
Well, whatever you draw down on, it'll just come off of that at the time that you pass away, basically.
Okay.
Or you take it as a draw and you can take and pay that money back at a very low percentage.
Mm-hmm.
And you still, if you pay it back to yourself, back to your account, you're paying it back basically to yourself.
Right.
So you're always growing your money.
So, I want to kind of go another way real quick, right?
Mhm.
Because as an entrepreneur, we are allowed to hire our children.
Exactly.
So does that mean that I can now get a policy on my children through the business because they are an employee?
Yeah, exactly. So
Huh.
now you can get them a plan, and now they have an estate. Now they have protection because the plans that we do. they provide that income protection. So if anything would happen to your child while they're working, then they have money that will be coming in while they're also healing or, you know, getting fixed up, which so we say,
Right, right,
until
right.
they, you know. So yes, you can provide the insurance to your family, extended family that is working for the business.
See, I think a lot of people didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I know we talk to financial advisors, tax professionals as well, and they're always like, hire your kids, hire your kids. I know my son,
Mm-hmm.
he didn't see the video on TikTok. Mom, you can hire me. Boy,
Yes.
you got to get up and come out your office and come out your room and sit in my office if you're gonna work for me. You're not gonna work for me and you're gonna be on the game. No, you working for me and I'm
Exactly.
paying you, you gonna come do some work. You gonna download some videos or something up in here,
Something.
okay? Um, but yeah, so I know he's found it on there too, and it was so funny because he shared the video with me. He's like, "Mom, you can hire me. You could pay me up to $12,000 or something like that.
Uh-huh.
You gonna have to do $12,000 worth of work.
Work, work.
Yeah, you just not gonna get $12,000, okay?
You ain't gonna be
But
doing that just because you look cute, huh?
and I like you.
And you
No,
like you.
that's your tuition at school. But no, so I love that, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on to have this conversation because a lot of people frown on having a conversation around life insurance, because we always look at it as a negative thing, as a negative
Mm-hmm.
sense. And I'm just gonna say what it is. I'm sorry, but you know, I do not like the fact that we use GoFundMe to
Mm.
bury our family members. We. Mm, I'm gonna
Yes.
say it. It's my platform. I can say what I want to say.
Yes.
We will go buy these. I don't even know what they call Birkin bags.
Oh yeah. Nike
Louis
shoes.
Vuitton.
Uh-huh.
And don't get me
Uh-huh.
wrong, I bought my son some Nikes too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but
Nothing wrong with it. Mm-hmm.
but you don't think that having life insurance on them is important?
Well, and the mindset, that's what it is. Because, I talk to people all the time that say, it's too expensive. I can't afford life insurance. And my retort to them is, you can't not afford life insurance. You
Do
know,
you know how much it costs to bury people? To
yes.
cremate people?
But even just get hurt. I'm talking to you about a plan that even just protects your income. Just say
Correct.
we just do that. If you get hurt or you go to the doctor and get a diagnosis, an unexpected diagnosis, and
Mm-hmm.
he says, well, you can't work because you have to have 6 months of chemotherapy and you're not going to be able to work, what are you going to do? What do you have in motion? What plan do you have?
I have a
And I
client
know
right
that they
now.
say 3 to 6 months of income
Yep.
supposed to be saved up, but how many people really have that type of money? And the
Wow.
reason they don't is because we are taught, you get your income, you pay your expenses, then you save. Well, by the time you do that, by the time you pay your expenses, there is nothing for saving.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to get your income, pay your pay yourself, save,
Mm-hmm.
then you pay your expenses. That's the way it should work. But we in the Black community, we've been, well, if we are taught anything at all, life insurance is death. You
Right.
only get money when you die.
Right. That's
And
true.
that's the
That's
way
very
we've been
true.
taught. And
That's
that's
very
the way
true.
we believe. And we have to really change that mindset because life insurance is, you can use it while you're living.
Right. No. No, you sure can. And like you said, you can
Hmm.
borrow from it.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be a plan in your business. You can borrow from one of your personal plans as well.
Hmm.
Um, I had a question and it was gone. Queenie says, I think in our community, there's a lot of confusion around
Hmm.
life insurance, and that's one of the reasons why, I think it's so important for Gwen and individuals in your industry to be the forefront, to be the voice for our community, to educate us on the things that we can do. Like for me, this year was a different year. Granted, I wasn't personally hurt. However, I was taken out of my company, and I'm 100% self-employed, no parallelpreneur. So I don't have leave of absence anymore. I don't have short-term disability where, if something happens to my family or something like that, where I can say, "Oh, it's all good. We'll just da 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 da." We don't. I don't have disability. I can't submit a request to HR and be like, look, I'm finna take the next 6 months off so I can go be with my kid. No,
Right.
I don't have that.
Right.
I still have a business that I have to run. And so I think it's very important for entrepreneurs to understand, especially entrepreneurs that are either solopreneurs or they have a small team. Like, and I said this in a talk that I did on Sunday. What happens if something happens to you?
Yeah. Exactly.
You have clients.
You have clients,
You may have a
employees that you're
team.
responsible for. Yeah. And the plans that they even offer a retention employee retention plans where you can have something to offer your employees, like you can offer them a plan under your plan,
Um,
and that's it's like, come work for me for what, 6 years or 6 months or whatever. If you work for me for the next 12 months, I'll supply you with this type of a plan. It'll give you a legacy,
mm-hmm.
and it'll give you all the things I explained to you. And then when you leave, you have the opportunity, you can take it with you. You know what I'm saying?
I
Company doesn't have to keep it. You can take it with you. Most times when you have a job and you have their life insurance, when you leave that job, you're
yeah,
done.
yep.
You
And
don't have.
my mother used to always say, make sure you get a backup. Just because you got one with your company, make sure you
Yes,
get a backup. I'd be
exactly.
like, but I got one. No, get another one. You 23, you young, you don't
Yes,
care.
you
Like
don't
I'm
care.
having the same conversation with my daughter now. Like, she's graduated in May. I've been telling
Mhm.
her since May, get your own policy. Get your own does not see the relevance or the importance behind it. It is like pulling teeth. And now that she's on a job, of course, she probably gets it with her job. But I'm like, yo, like in 10 years from now, if you get this policy, you're gonna be straight. Like you're gonna be good. Like, how many times do I have to tell you this? But again, our community is just like it's another bill. No, it's
No,
not. It's
it's not.
investing.
It's investing.
It's
And it used to be
investing.
another bill before, well, life insurance, this has been around for a long time. It's always been an investing vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said earlier, we in our community wasn't taught other than the death benefit factor of it.
That's right.
Okay, so it's
So very true.
always been an investment vehicle. All the rich people, this is how they invest. I mean, I don't want to throw names out, but the Rockefellers, this is when they have a baby born into their family, they get the baby what is called $1 million baby plan,
Wow.
basically. And it's a life insurance, right? That they invest the money into. And then as early as 2 weeks, you can start with these plans. And by the time the baby is 18 years old, well, by the time the baby go to kindergarten, he's a millionaire. But by the time he get out of high school, he's a multimillionaire.
Wow.
But that's how they have generations. They got like 10 generations, 20 generations deep of wealth in their family.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I tell people two comparisons. The Vanderbilts was way wealthier than the Rockefellers. You
Wow.
don't hear anything about the Vanderbilts anymore, but you
Mm-hmm.
still hear about the Rockefellers.
Oh yeah, you do.
Vanderbilts did not invest in insurance, but the Rockefellers do. That's the difference.
Mm. Mm.
That's the
Love it.
difference.
I love it. Well, I didn't want to hold everybody long, but I did want to come on here and share. I think Queenie said, did Queenie have a question?
She said that she has one for personal, she had one for her business. And this is and this is exactly what it is for your business, that
Mm-hmm.
you can insure yourself personally
Yep.
through your business.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Well,
Yeah.
listen, this has been Profit Talks with Takesha Williams and Gwen Calhoun. Do me a favor, make sure that you connect with Gwen, reach out to Gwen. I'll make sure I'll tag her in each of these posts because we're streaming on multiple platforms right now as we speak. But I thought it was so important for her to get out here and share this message because even if you're watching a replay, I want you to type hashtag replay under this video wherever you are watching it. Be sure to reach out to Gwen, get on her phone, find out what it's going to take to get a policy for your business. It doesn't have to be a huge one. You don't have to start with $1 million one. But start with something, right? Start with where you
Exactly.
are,
Yes.
at least to have something in place. And then you can, as you grow, as the business grows, you can increase the policy or you can make changes to the policy. So please don't hesitate. Please reach out to Gwen. Gwen, where would you like them to reach out to?
They can go on my website, which is, and I have it tagged here. I should write it in the comments right here. It is Your Core Financial Literacy by Gwen Calhoun. So, Your Core Financial Literacy, Gwen Calhoun by Gwen Calhoun. Go on my website. You can go. All my information is there. My time, my office hours, email, everything is listed on there. You can go on there. One last thing I wanted to say
Absolutely.
before we leave too is if you go on and get in contact with me, I will do what is called a financial needs analysis for you, which will show you or how much you can afford
I love
to
it.
to to put into your life insurance to protect your business and your life.
All right, well, you heard it here. So make sure that you connect with her so she can do the free analysis with you. I'm pretty sure, it won't take too long, but I think it's
Yeah,
definitely it's important for our community. It's important for our small business owners to educate themselves on how they can better position their business for stability and
hmm
position their families for wealth. So, again, my name is Takesha Williams, your webinar strategist with Gwen Calhoun. Be passionate, be purposeful, but more importantly, be profitable. I'll see you guys next time.
thank you.